Hey, welcome back everyone to the Mindful Mindset Program. Alex Cormier here, and we are getting into creating your practice. So this video lesson, we're really going to get down into just the basics of the when, the where, and the how of meditation. I'm going to give you some focus hacks that you guys can introduce to increase the focus during your meditation, and also just quickly go over the proper posture of meditation. So the when of meditation, like when should you meditate? So best practices is morning or evening. That's what I found to be the best. I mean, typically in the middle of the day, we're busy, we got things going on. So either first thing in the morning or as soon as you get home from work is typically the best time that I've found personally that works the best for me. Or, even before bed can work as well. But I found that the later I wait, the more tired I am and the less likely I am to want to meditate, or if I do, I'll fall asleep, which kind of defeats the purpose as well. So in the beginning, it's okay to do trial and error. Maybe try it in the morning. If you have a hard time doing that, maybe try it first thing when you get home from work, before you eat. And so that's kind of like the when of meditation. Now, the important thing here is consistency. Not really the time of day. So like depending on what your schedule is, if middle of the day works for you, if maybe you want to do like an afternoon meditation on your break or whatever it is, maybe that's your daily routine, then do what works best for you. You guys know your schedule, so put it in a time where you can stick with it consistently every single day. The important thing here is consistency and building a routine, because as humans, we're creatures of habit, we're creatures of routine, right? We do the same things typically around the same time of day every day. So if we stick with it, or stick with our meditation at the same time of day, we're more likely to stick with it. We're more likely to start building a routine around that time for that specific habit, that specific action. So that's the when of meditation. So really just be sure to pick a time of day that works best for you. Now, even right now, if you want to pause the video, go into your phone, set a reminder, pick a time that you want to meditate, and then you'll get the reminder, and that will reinforce the habit as well. That'll keep reminding you to meditate at that specific time of day. And we're going to get into sustaining your practice, and I'll give you guys some more tips and tricks around how to sustain the practice, some tricks and things that you guys can do to really create the habit and make it stick. So that's going to be later on in the next week in sustaining your practice. So that's it for the when. And I guess I just want to give you guys one more thing here. Is I found the morning is best for me, and I find that it's a really good time to practice because that's typically when it's the most quiet. There's less people up, and if you have a family or something, if you wake up before your family, before the chaos of the morning starts or whatever, I found that morning is best. And it's a great way to start your day on the right foot, right? Being mindful, being aware, being present, and just kind of sitting with yourself and getting yourself focused and ready to take on your day. So that's my suggestion to you. Again, it's your practice. You choose what time works best for you, but that is my recommendation. So that is the when of meditation. Now we're going to get into the where. So where should you meditate? Now you can meditate anywhere as you want, really, right? You can meditate on the side of the road, you can meditate in nature, you can meditate at home, you can meditate at work, you can literally meditate anywhere. And that's the beauty of it. Now, there is something that I found that really helped me stick with my meditation, though, is creating a space for my meditation in my home. Because when we create a space for something, we're committing to our practice. Like we're committing to a space, we're committing to a practice, and we're committing to the importance of it. Right? If we dedicate space to it, we're dedicating importance to it. If we dedicate importance to it, then that means we're gonna be more likely to follow through with that, right? So this is gonna be part of your practical assignments, is to create a space, whether it's a corner in your room or whether it's an entire room. It's totally up to you, just to create a space that's meaningful to you, that reflects calm and peace and something that you enjoy, a place that you enjoy going to. If you enjoy going to this space, if you enjoy going to your corner, decorate it with whatever you want. I have crystals and candles and stuff and plants and some little things that mean something to me. I enjoy going in that space, and I enjoy sitting there and reflecting and journaling and just being present and being with myself and my emotions and whatever I'm looking to release that day or whatever I'm looking to kind of process on that day. So that is the where of meditation. So I really want you guys to create a space that means something to you, that's meaningful to you, that reflects peace and calm, and to really make it your own, really make it your own little space that you enjoy going to, because then if you create a space that you enjoy going to, you're more likely to actually go and use that space, right? Versus, let's say your meditation is, maybe you meditate in your room and your room is just messy, right? There's clothes all over the floor, the bed's a mess, there's things all over your dresser. You're not going to be very motivated to meditate in a space like that, right? But if you create a little corner in your room that you always keep kind of clean and tidy, and just has like a little pillow or a chair with some little artifacts that you want to put there, or a plant or something that's just kind of by itself in a corner, you'll be more likely to use that corner and go meditate versus if you didn't have that corner, if that makes sense. So that is one of the biggest things that I found that really helped me stick with my meditation, is to create a space for it and create a space that means something to me. So that's the where of meditation. And it's important to kind of build that routine to go in that space every day. And once you've built the habit, once you've built the routine in that space, it's going to be a lot easier for you to just, meditate anywhere at any time, because you've built the habit, you've built the routine of meditation. So you'll be able to take that anywhere as you want. You can meditate at work, meditate while you're walking, meditate in nature, meditate anywhere that you want, right? But in the beginning, it's really important to kind of build that routine, build a habit. Once it's built, then you'll be able to take that with you a little bit easier. So that's the where of meditation. Where should you meditate? So now I'm going to get into the how, so like the process of meditation. And again, this is just coming back to the common misconception. Number one is, like, a lot of people thought that think that it's not thinking, right? Voiding the mind of thought. And meditation is the opposite of that. It's really about refocusing from our distracting thoughts to our breath, right? So it's essentially you're ping-ponging back and forth from thought to breath, right? Because no matter what, you can't stop the mind from thinking, from having thought, from passing judgment, from, whatever. We're always going to be thinking. So when we sit in silence, we're going to have thoughts that are going to come up in our meditation. Now, the thing is to focus on our breathing, and then when we catch ourselves being distracted by a thought or an idea, we start to dive into that thought, and then we realize, oh, I'm meditating, I'm distracted from my meditation. That's the time where we build the awareness and start to let go of those thoughts and move and shift our focus back to our breathing. So essentially it's just, breathing in, breathing out, focusing your awareness on the breath going in and out. And then thought comes up, a distracting thought. And then you recognize that you've been distracted, and then you refocus on the breath. So that's the process of meditation. And that builds up your resilience to let go of thoughts and to also keep your focus and improve your focus, right? We're constantly distracted every day with our cell phones and stuff, and our attention span is shrinking as we lose touch with focus, because we got so many things digging, we got emails pinging, and we got text messages, and we got notifications, social media, and then we got people looking for our attention. We always have something looking to grab our attention. So it's important now more than ever to practice focus, right? Because without focus, it's going to be hard to be productive at work. It's going to be hard to achieve any goals that you want if you're constantly being distracted and losing focus. So it's really important to, build this ability to focus. Now, the best way to refocus your breathing, or refocus your awareness on your breath after you've been distracted by a thought, is to use some anchoring words. So I use in and out, or inhale, exhale. In, out, right? So that's kind of what I use to anchor my awareness, anchor my focus to my breathing. And I just repeat those words in and out, inhale, exhale, as I breathe in and out. And then when I get distracted by a thought, I re-anchor myself with those words and with my breath. Okay, so that's kind of ping-ponging back and forth from that, thought to breath, right? Using those anchoring words. So if you guys want to close your eyes for a minute, and we're just going to do a short breathing exercise. It's going to be, we're going to do 2 breathing exercises today. And actually, I'll just do this in 1 breathing exercise. So I'm going to introduce to you a focus hack here. And the focus hack is essentially when I ask you to breathe in fully and deeply into your stomach, I want you to hold the breath into your stomach for, until I ask you to release. It'll be like 3 to 5 seconds. And what happens when we hold the oxygen into our stomach, it increases the oxygen level in our body. It increases the oxygen level in our blood flow, which increases the oxygen level in our mind or in our brain, which increases our focus, right? Increased oxygen means increased focus. So by taking deep breath into our stomach and holding that there for a few seconds, we do that like 3 to 5 deep breaths like that, or as many deep breaths as you want. And we start to increase the oxygen level in our body, which is going to help us with our focus and concentration. So that's why we do that. So we'll start with this breathing exercise. So if you guys want to just sit back in your chair or wherever you are and just close your eyes. Now take a deep breath into your nose, into your stomach, and hold it in. Now release slowly from your mouth, pushing all the air out of your body. Take another deep breath in through your nose and into your stomach. Hold the breath. Now release slowly from your mouth, pushing with your chest, exhaling all the air from your mouth. And take another deep breath in through your nose, into your stomach, and hold it. Now release slowly from your mouth, pushing with your chest. Return to your normal breathing in and out of your nose. Focusing completely on the breath and the oxygen flowing in and out of your nose. Place your entire awareness on your breathing. Focus on your body expanding and receding with each breath, going in and out of your nose. Keep focusing on your breathing. You can open your eyes. So that is essentially how you would start your meditation practice, is just by taking some deep breaths into your stomach, holding in that oxygen there for a few seconds and releasing slowly from your mouth. Slow down your heart rate, increase the oxygen flow in your body, and increase your focus. And then you just return back to your normal breathing in and out of your nose using your anchor words and focusing your awareness on the breath going in and out, the oxygen going in and out of your body, expanding your lungs and receding with each breath. And that's essentially what your meditation practice is going to be. And you're going to get distracted by a thought, and once you do, you recognize, you become aware that you've been distracted, and you shift back to your breathing and your anchoring words. So that is the how, that is the process of meditation. It's very simple, very easy to do. Now again, like I talked about the common challenges, you guys might, when we do this for a period of time, right? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it builds, it can become challenging, right, in the beginning, right, to just sit there in silence and focus on your breathing and to keep your focus, right? We're going to easily get distracted in the beginning, so we're building resilience to our focus and to become more aware of our breathing and become more aware of our thoughts and to let them go, and it's essentially the practice of non-attachment, right? Like not attaching to our thoughts, not attaching to our judgments, just letting them go and then refocusing on the breath. So that is how meditation. Now, a couple of focus hacks that you guys can use other than that deep breathing technique we just did is avoid eating a big meal before you meditate. When we eat a big meal, our body uses a lot of energy to digest food, and that's going to take away from your focus and concentration. So that's why people tend to get sleepy or low energy in the afternoons after lunch, is because they've eaten a big lunch or something that's taking a lot of energy to digest, and that takes away from their focus and concentration, gets them kind of bogged down and low energy. And so that's why we want to avoid eating a big meal before we meditate, and that's why you should meditate before you eat, and avoid eating high amounts of sugar is very important for our focus. When we have an increased amounts of sugar in our body, we can have a hard time concentrating and focusing. So I know that's a whole different topic, and it's a lot easier said than done, especially nowadays where there's sugar in practically all the foods that we eat. So just to be aware of that, I just wanted to mention that because it does play a big role in your focus and concentration. So avoiding high amounts of sugar in your diet will dramatically improve your focus and concentration, especially in your meditation. So those are just a couple focus hacks, a couple focus tips that I wanted to share with you guys. And now we're going to just talk about a little bit about the proper posture of meditation. Now, there isn't really any proper posture of meditation. You can meditate standing up, lying down, sitting, cross-legged on a floor, a pillow, or on a chair. It doesn't really matter. Now, I just like to, I like to meditate sitting down, cross-legged on a pillow. That's about 6 inches thick. That's the rule of thumb, is to lay or to sit on a pillow or a folded blanket that's about 6 inches thick, because that way that elevates your buttocks, and it's more comfortable for your legs and your knees to be sitting that way, and to keep your back straight, upright, and your shoulders back. Now that is, for me, the proper posture for meditation. Again, you can meditate however you want to, whatever works for you, but the reason why, for me, it's important to keep this posture is because it helps with my posture on the day-to-day, right? We live in a world where we're always, sitting often, right, on our couches or computer chairs or driving, and those chairs and those ways of sitting aren't meant to support proper posture, and then we end up with poor posture leading to back and neck and shoulder pain, and we end up slumping, and even our phones, right? So we have a lot of things kind of affecting our posture on a day-to-day modern life. So to practice like this and to sit like this for 10-20 minutes a day will dramatically improve your posture. You'll catch yourself unconsciously correcting your posture in your day-to-day. When you're walking, when you're sitting, you're going to be correcting your posture after some time, because you're going to be building the habit of correcting your posture, right? When you're in your meditation, you catch yourself slouching, you're going to correct yourself, right? Keep your back straight. So that's why it's important for me to keep this posture, and that's why I recommend to you. And again, you can sit with on a pillow that's about, or a folded blanket that's about 6 inches thick, or you can sit on a chair and just keep your back away from the backrest and just sit on the edge of the chair to keep your back straight, upright, without any support, and that's going to help build the back muscles and help with your posture in your day-to-day life. So that is the proper posture portion of this video that I want to talk about, and that's it for creating your practice. Really simple. So one, pick a time that you want to meditate, that you can commit to meditating every day. Set a reminder, build the routine on that time. Use trial and error in the beginning if you need to. Create a space that means something to you and that you enjoy going to, and the process of meditation. Use your anchoring techniques, anchoring words in and out, and then use that focus breathing that we just did. Focusing in your stomach, holding that in there for a little bit, increasing the oxygen flow in your body, and then releasing, and then returning to your normal breath after you've done 3 or 4 or 5 of those deep breaths. And again, just avoid eating a big meal, avoid eating sugar, and that's it. So make sure you download and complete this week's assignment. You can just click and download the assignment for this week. There's no written assignments this week, no exercises, just practical assignments. I'm just gonna ask you to set up your meditation space and start meditating, and then we'll see you in week 2, where we're gonna dive into overcoming the resistance and really getting into the workbook and exercises to sustain your practice for the long term. Okay, so we'll see you next week. And remember, you're the only one responsible for your health, happiness, and well-being. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Peace.